They come back the next week like, oh, I can't believe that went so well. Like, they didn't spit on me. They didn't throw a rock at me. They didn't jump out the window to escape from my love. Like, they accepted me. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. And it is unconditioning the brain from that childlike terror that no one will ever love you. That is a level of resistance. That's why people don't fix it on their own. That's why people need to fix it now so that they don't live with that fear for the rest of their lives.
I love how we're into this point where, like, sometimes we need a coach to tell us to do something, even though it's maybe something we know deep, deep, deep down that it's what we need to do. It's almost like we're so used to being told by a teacher, authority figure, to go and do that, and then it completely changed my life. But we need that. It's almost like we need an expert to guide us. It's like,
Yes, absolutely. Well, you think of it when an athlete gets injured, they go see a doctor. But when an athlete is just hitting a wall and once they can see what they want to do, but they don't know how to do it, they hire a coach who knows how to do it, who has done it, and who can walk them through the steps and then drive them to that point. You can see it, but you don't see the 3 steps in between that you need to take to get there. It's dump, 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 jump. It's not leap from here and then break your face. So a coach's job is to come in and say, here's the 3 steps you've missed. Here's your performance improvement. Here's the boost. Yes, you can make this. I will walk with you through it. No, you are not going to die. That's the purpose of having a coach at whatever you're going to get coaching for. That's exactly the purpose. And people need people, man. Working with a coach sometimes is part of fixing the attachment because you learn to trust. You even trust your coach that they're not going to drive you into the ground.
so how do we, if you're dealing with somebody who's never trusted somebody, or any time they've truly tried to be open and they've told like a parent about something bad they did,
Oh,
or they told an ex-girlfriend they want to split up,
oh.
and it caused all this deep emotional pain. How do we learn to, like, be open like that, or phrase how we're feeling? Or because a lot of guys kind of like, want to watch the game, yeah, cool, want a beer, yeah, cool. They've never had that. Oh, I'm worried about feeling lonely. Like that kind of deep level. People will go, oh, no, 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 no. How do we get?
Yeah, don't do that.
How do we phrase this initially? Like loneliness, depression.
Mhm.
Was it something like 72 people are killing themselves a week?
It's a
Guys are meant to
lot.
be strong and tough and deal with all their
Mhm.
stuff alone. That bullshit that's holding people back. How do we start being more open and vulnerable in our communication to do these kind of
Good
conversations?
Good question. Oh, great question. Because men come into my coaching practice and they say, "All right, Adam, I've heard you say that you want me to be vulnerable. I would rather die." I say, "All right, what does vulnerable look like to you?" Well, to most men, being vulnerable and sharing their pain and sharing their experiences means I'm just going to sit there. Then I'm going to sob uncontrollably, and then I'm going to lay on the floor like a child and try to tell this person how sad I feel, and then they're going to look at me, and then they're going to spit on me, and then they're going to walk away because they don't know what to do about me and they think I'm pathetic. Yeah, if I wouldn't want to do that either, if that's what vulnerability was. That
Hmm.
is being pathetic. That is falling apart into pieces and having no purpose. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't do that. Here's what you do, men. Have a solution minded approach towards sharing your vulnerability. So, like my buddy Andre did, right? And like I train men, you go in and you say, all right, buddy, hey, I want to run something past you. You alert them. I want to run something past you and get your feedback on it. So you let them know that there's a purpose of what you're doing and what you want from them.